To wrap up our time in Santa Fe, we visited Pecos National Historic Park to do a little bit of hiking and a little bit of exploring. This was a big highlight for me because I finally got to explore ancient American Indian ruins, which I have been wanting to do since forever. But we'll get to that part a little later. Right now, let's start at the beginning. First, we went to the Visitor Center, which has a museum in it, where we got to explore uncovered artifacts. The girls even got to make artifacts of their own at the pottery station, where they used ancient artifacts as an inspiration to create their own. Afterwards, they were both initiated as junior park rangers and were awarded a badge and a patch. So after the award ceremony, my new junior park rangers and I went on a little hike. So we did the Ancestral Sites Trail, and it was a great experience, learning about all of the ancient American Indians that inhabited this space. On our hike, we got to see the Mission, which are 4 adobe mission churches that were built around 1617 or 1618. This rock wall is part of the boundary, which served as the city limits for the Pecos Pueblo. So this trail has a bunch of markers through them that are all numbered 1 through 16. For $2 in the visitor center, you can get a booklet that tells you what each of those markers are. I highly recommend getting it. And it was a lot of fun for the kids because they were able to run around and find the numbers. And I took a moment to explain what each number represented. So this trail is actually leading us to our first structure that we get to explore. This path is leading us to the Pueblo Ceremonial Room. So in order to explore this Pueblo Ceremonial Room, we first had to climb down a ladder. Once we climbed down the ladder and were officially underground, we were in a space where the Pueblo people performed rituals to ensure their well-being. Each society conducted different kinds of ceremonies to ensure a successful hunt or a harvest or to cure the sick. You can't tell from the video, but it was actually pitch black down there. Once I got down the ladder, I could not see a thing. So we quickly went back up and back to the trail we go. Ellie stopped to do her happy dance. From there, the exploration continued. We got to see a trash mound. We also got to see the land where the Pecos people made a living. So the Pecos people thrived because of their location. Being in close proximity to 2 different sources of water allowed them to have very successful harvests. However, they did not depend on farming alone. They also hunted. They hunted elk, deer, antelope, and many other small animals. They raised turkeys, they harvested plants, seeds, and roots that were growing all in the valleys and all in the mountains. And also, because of their location to the Great Plains and the Rio Grande Valley, they were presented with many opportunities to trade. And they hosted large trade fairs that were attended by Plains people and other pueblos. Corn, beans, squash, and pottery were traded to the Plains groups for hides, buffalo meat, and stone tool materials. It was truly a magical experience to connect to nature in this way and to connect to history in this way. Look at my little junior park ranger leading the way. It was so beautiful. And at last, we found the main attraction, the mission churches. The second Pecos church was constructed using native labor in 1625. The church functioned for 55 years and was destroyed during the Pueblo Revolt of 1680, where the Pueblo people revolted against the Spanish, resulting in the only successful expulsion of a European colonizer in the New World. The church roof was burned, and its adobe walls were torn down. Many people resented the Spanish attempts to suppress native religion and the use of native people for labor and goods. Being in this space, watching my children be in this space, and feeling the energy from the history of this space was so magical. Look how massive it was. And this is the original structure. This is not a replica. This is the original structure. Look, can you tell how happy I am to be here? So this area with these structures that we're exploring was called the Porter's Lodge. And this is where the mission's business offices and receptions areas were located. In 1838, the last of the Pecos people left this home and walked to the Pueblo of Jemez, where their descendants still live to this day. And it was an honor to revisit their life here.